Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and welcome into the first video of the 2020 NFL season. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Week 1 defenses to stream. What defenses to stream means is they're the defense you pick up for this week, and then Week 2, if their matchup is much harder, what you do is you're going to go ahead and give them the good old cutaroo and throw them off your lineup. But pick up a new defense every single week. I'm going to be making defensive videos, which guys to stream, which defense to stream every single week, so that you guys can have that edge at the position. So before I get into it, if you guys do end up enjoying these Week 1 defensive streams, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It's free. I put out content every single day to help you guys win that 2020 Fantasy Football Championship. So like I said in this video, we're going to be talking about defenses for Week 1 that I think have good matchups, ideal for fantasy football for you guys to start for week number 1, because we are in week 1. We're only a couple days away from kickoff. It's Tuesday, only 2 days away from Thursday, where we get to see the Chiefs absolutely mollywop the Houston Texans. So here we are going to go into the first defense, which is the LA Superchargers at the Cincinnati Bengals, 62.4% owned on NFL.com. Now, obviously, the ownership percentage is different on each and every single website, but I try to keep it under 60. This one is like the only exception. Every other defense is below 50. I figure there are other great obviously defenses to start week 1, but they're all owned like 98% of leagues, so I figure there's no reason to even talk about them since there's going to be slim picking of you being able to find them. So the first defense here, my favorite defense of the week, is the LA Superchargers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I actually think this Cincinnati Bengals offense is much improved in 2020 and actually will be a very solid solid offense in the NFL as well as for fantasy football. They got Joe Burrow now. They have an improved offensive line. Joe Mixon just getting that big bag, getting that big contract, so I think he's going to have a very strong year. They have AJ Green. They have Tyler Boyd. This offense is going to be good, but this is week 1 of Joe Burrow's NFL career with no preseason games. I think that Joe Burrow does falter in this game and make a couple of mistakes. Plus, I'm not even sure that an improved offensive line is going to be able to stop this Chargers defensive front. The Chargers have a very good defense this season, so this is the best scenario for the LA Chargers week 1. They have a strong defense. Obviously, they did have injury problems with Derwin James, so that obviously hurts them a bit. But against the Cincinnati Bengals, I think this is going to be quite the game for the Chargers defense. I don't see the Cincinnati Bengals really getting over around 14 to 17 points in Joe Burrow's first ever game, especially up against a defense that, in my opinion, is so good. So the LA Chargers, to me, are the best defense to stream on the week. As the weeks go on, we will get more statistics and get a better idea of stuff to put on the screen. But for week 1, all I got is the LA Chargers here for the best defense. I don't think any defense, in my opinion, even comes close to them. But since they are so readily owned in 62.4% of the league, I wanted to show you guys a couple more teams that I think have a lot of upside for week 1 at the defensive slot. Team number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Football Team, 39% owned. Now, obviously, the Eagles' defense is not the best defense in football, even close. Their defense really is not all that good, but having a great defense doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be a person that you want to start on a weekly basis. There's going to be defenses that have hard matchups that are amazing. The Bears have quite the good defense, but their matchup week 1 against the Lions, I don't really love it all that much, even with their lower type of ownership percentage. So that's why we're talking about the Eagles here at the Washington Football Team. Now, the Washington Football Team is much improved to last year, now having a much better coach. But at the end of the day, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles will get the better part of the Washington Football Team. I think the Washington Football Team's offensive line is not very good, and what you're looking at here is for sacks. You want the Eagles defense to sack the shit out of Dwayne Trash Can Hashcans, and what sacks create, or not even what sacks, is just all about pressures. If the defense is going to be able to pressure the quarterback, that makes the quarterback make poor decisions. If you're pressuring Mr. Dwayne Haskins, he's going to make mistakes and throw interceptions. So even if you don't have the best corners, there's still ways to get picks. So I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be a good defense to stream for the week. And now we got 2 defenses next that are actually in the same exact game. That is the Denver Broncos versus the Tennessee Titans. And I like the Tennessee Titans versus the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are 49.4% owned on NFL.com. Now, I don't think this game is going to be very high scoring at all. I project the Denver defense to be quite good in 2020, and I think that Ryan Tannehill, we are going to see a regression from him like we have never seen before. Ryan Tannehill is that kind of a guy that has a great season and then regresses. We've seen it in Miami. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I've seen it before. I think it happens this season. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to play close to the Denver Broncos, but I don't think that this game is going to be very high scoring at all. This is a game where we really figure out how good Drew Lock really is to start off the season, and we're going to find out if Derrick Henry can carry the defense, or the offense, I should say, to beat the Denver Broncos, but I really do project this to be a low-scoring game, so I honestly like both sides of the ball. To talk more about the Denver Broncos, obviously, like I said, I am not a huge fan of Ryan Tannehill in this matchup. I think that he is going to falter. He doesn't seem to play all that great against good defenses, but it doesn't really matter because all they have to do is run the ball with Derrick Henry to be successful. Since I project this to be a low-scoring affair from both squads, I really don't see a reason why either of these teams can't be very good in fantasy football on the week. And like I said, the Tennessee Titans at Denver, they even have a lower ownership percentage, so you may be able to hop on them much easier. 24.2% owned. The Titans do have quite a good defense. To me, this game is just going to be one of those games where it's fun to watch, like if you like defenses, if you like a game that's low scoring, where they're running the ball a lot, and we get to see really how good Drew Lock is. And if Drew Lock does make some mistakes, he's only on a 5-game sample size. He did play quite well down the stretch of his NFL career last season, only playing 5 games, like I said. But I do just worry that this game is going to be low scoring and not the most fun game to watch if you're watching for both offenses. I'm sure Derrick Henry can run for like 170 yards and score a touchdown or 2, but if they're going to be scoring, I think it's going to be very low scoring, and I project that both of these defenses are going to be able to put in good weeks for fantasy football in 2020. So thank you guys all for watching this video. I know this is a much shorter one. There will be longer videos coming out as the day goes on, so I really appreciate you guys hopping in and joining me for this video. So please click that subscribe button if you enjoyed. I love each and every single one of you guys. Make sure that you guys all have a great rest of your guys' day. I'll see you guys later with another banger of a video. Goodbye.